Hello, I'm tiny. I'm very small. Uh, yeah, there's a lot to look at here, which is why my camera is the size that it is. Welcome to Hero Tracker Day for Fire Emblem Heroes. Oh my lord. We're gonna continue with the zoom and enhance vibes. So I hope you're excited for that. We're going to talk about who's coming back when, so that you have a better idea of when you might want to pull. We're primarily going to be talking about the mythics, legends, and emblems today, but we will cover the whole chart as per usual. So let me run through in reverse order, basically first, just so we can say, yeah, we talked about it. So here you can see we've got upcoming. Okay. This is the next special, whenever that's going to be, the double special. This is what I'm anticipating it to kind of look like. This is everything else that has happened. Nothing really new to talk about there, other than the fact that this whole 4-star duo nonsense and colorless is kind of crazy. Upcoming for new heroes. You can see Nui Baba's gone. Hector is still just out here. I don't know when or if he's even going to come back on an LME banner, but it is what it is. Leaf is down here now. This whole not really new heroes banner, but I guess kind of new heroes banner, that is there. The revival has, of course, happened in the order you might anticipate it. December is now the March. The thing that I'm a little unsure of is if they're gonna bump more into the revival pool on the August announcement, but we'll talk about that in a second here. And then the Hall of Forms candidates have also been updated. Okay, you can see down here. This is September 26th. If my chart wouldn't get completely cut off. And so here we are in this month. And I think the only one guaranteed for this is basically Medius, because if you come up and you look at the remix, it literally is just it's just him. So it's probably going to be one of those situations where he shows up in Hall of Forms, right? He hasn't been remixed yet, but he will be. So it's a bit of a gamble as to whether or not, you want to try and pick him up. Because you don't know what the remix is yet. And you probably don't necessarily have a concrete idea of what skills are going to be preferred for him. Which, I mean, he's an infantry dragon, so that kind of comes with territory of anticipation. But, you're not sure entirely what to get on him. Speaking of, let's go ahead and talk about the remix stuff. Okay, so September is here. You'll notice Goto is down here because he's after August. Okay, technically, past in August 2025 rerun is when theoretically these would be moved into the remix pool, along the likes of Yuri, for example, who is up here, as well as Hinoka. But that doesn't mean they're getting remixed. Haether is also probably not getting remixed. Ultimately, this is going to be an Asker Veronica month. So do with that information what you will. But these four have or should be added into this pool moving on from this month. Not much else has changed from the remix. I did post a quick update to that not that long ago, like a week maybe, on the YouTube community tab. So you probably know when most of these are coming back. Robin is the other addition outside of Goto. So he's back in November now, but should be in the remix pool because once again it's past the August initiality date, if that's even a word. I don't know entirely what's going on down here I'm not a hundo P on that. But if my suspicions are true, then it might be that someone like Duma, for example, might be on a next run of possible revivals. And that's why he's getting moved to there. I don't know. But they're definitely going to have to do something about it at some point because we're getting overcrowded. And now you can see September. Just September Heroes still way the heck out there. Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. That said, nothing that exciting, nothing that crazy. Again, remixes. More stuff's going to happen in August. We should be getting an announcement. If we don't, I'm going to have a lot of work to go back and change. But I'm anticipating it continuing to do the same thing that it does every year, where we get remix pool updates in February and August for the anniversary and half anniversary. That's what I'm anticipating. That's what I'm sticking with. That's what this is reflective of. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about whatever the heck this is. So August is the next month that we're dealing with. Okay, we're good so far. It's a pretty filled out roster already. Doubly good. And it should be a new legendary. Slightly speculative there. Micaiah's here, so it's likely that the new legendary will be in colorless, which is honestly a really good share. Hopefully the new legendary is fun. Green is the least filled out, and then it's just emblems everywhere else. Actually, it's emblems everywhere except him. Larather is the only non-emblem on this banner, which is kind of crazy. But I would anticipate that they did this intentionally for the half anniversary, just loading it with a butt ton of emblem heroes, because those are, I think, arguably the most valuable of any of the hero archetypes that exist in the game at this point. Now, September, a little bit different. Okay. We have this Athos coming back, right? Blue was otherwise filled out. Loki's still here. And then Black Knight is up here. There should be a new emblem this month. So this is one to definitely look out for. You can either have Oops All Emblems or Oops New Emblem plus Black Knight. I would argue they're both pretty important banners to roll on if you don't have any of the existing things to focus on. This overall will be better. This red share is going to be insane. More than likely. Speculation. And then you can see this one is probably the more pertinent one to your immediate needs. BALDR, Hothor, and who I think is probably one of the better non-newer options on this existing July legendary, Hathran. The color share for her is just pitifully awful right now. But in October, it's a blank slate. We love that. That said, BALDR currently has, I think, the better color share right now. So if you're trying to get a BALDR, it might be a good idea to roll for her in the existing banner. Hothor is, again, only by herself right now, so it's kind of hard to tell. In shocking revelations, Elm is getting punted to November. Alir is getting punted to December. April of next year is when Ira comes back. That's crazy. I mean, that is an insanely far out situation that we got there. So if you want Ira, now is genuinely your best chance to get her alongside BALDR and whoever else is on the banner, Elm. It's a very good opportunity right now for reds. They're all relatively fresh. They're still very useful. And of course, BALDR is new. So now that said, let's get into some predictions. Okay. This is what I have. Okay, and we're taking some liberties here, mainly because green is messed up. Green is messed up. Okay, and yes, these are 2 Lins. I'm anticipating either Lin coming back from August into September, or they are just I don't even. There's going to be a shakeup, and they're going to be like, oh, actually, you know what? Corrin was supposed to be back in February. He's now back in September. Or Hathram was supposed to be October. She's now September. But like you can see, there's not a lot of choices just in general for green heroes. And even when you come down here, like this is pretty full on stock. But this was the most recent banner. You know what I mean? So like this is 2 months max right here. And even that's stretching it because frankly, I'm anticipating them and adding a new like unique duo for the half anniversary, similar to what they did with Marth, which is why he also might be back this coming month. So I don't know. There's a lot of liberties here. There's a lot of just gut calls, as I refer to them. I've been doing predictions for like 8 years, I think 7 or 8 years. There are certain habits that happen. I won't call them patterns because like then it just stops happening altogether. But habitually there are certain things that recur more frequently than others. Okay. There are other weird like, what could happen here? These are what I call gut checks, where I'm like, my gut says this. And my gut says they might add something new here. They may also just bring something randomly back. I don't know. But for this to make sense, it's got to be something pretty close to what is here. Right? Because like green is completely empty next month. Right? So what do? Are you going to fill from a banner that came out like 30 days before that? I don't know. It's a little bit odd. And then there's also Hector just kind of floating around, so he's a bit of a wild card. Who's to say, really? The only thing I can confidently tell you right now is that next month, Colorless is going to be a banger. It's going to be a good opportunity to pick up pretty much any emblem, just about. And additionally, if you want BALDR, you should probably get her now. That's all I have for you. I wish I could offer more guidance. But that is basically it. It's a little bit hit or miss. The safest thing to always do, as I preach, is just wait. Just give yourself a pause and wait to see how the calendar shakes out and all of that. Because reminder, I've said it a couple times already, August is the half anniversary, which means there will be the Brave Heroes that come out. There is likely going to be a new uniquely themed Special Heroes banner, which could be fun. I am anticipating Pirates Rerun. Again, it's just a gut thing that I have. And then beyond that, the rest of the year is going to be a little bit stacked with like year-end characters. I am paying very close attention, in particular, to Heimdall, because Heimdall's dope in any capacity, including heroes. But like, you know, take a look at some of the characters that we're getting now. Those are going to be end of the year, which is only a couple months away. So it's gonna be packed. This is the downhill tumble that we're taking. There was a little bit of a slow build up from like April onto July, and now it's just gonna be a very rapid tumble downhill until we hit the end of the book in November. So spend wisely, I guess, and manage your resources accordingly. I'll post this on the community tab as well as in the Discord. Feel free to check it out, but that's what I have for you for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.